Welcome to Living Naturally with Michaela, where emotional healing meets physical transformation. I'm Michaela, the Mind Body Connection Specialist, and this month's theme is Radiate and Rise, helping you to step into your light one authentic choice at a time. In week 2, we're exploring what it means to embody your truth. And today I'm joined by Marian Egan, healing artist and the creator of Heart Art Magic, to discuss how creativity helps you stand in your truth. So, welcome, Marianne.
Thank you so much, Michaela. Lovely to be with you.
As usual, I am always excited to have you here. I love your insight, especially from the creative standpoint, because I feel like creativity and wellness goes hand in hand, and a lot of people do not utilize their own creativity, which can be like a huge blessing to help them be able to move forward in their lives in so many ways. So I love the wisdom that you bring to our discussions. But before we get into this week's discussion, as usual, I like to ask, do you have a card that you would like to share with us today?
Oh, do you know, I didn't bring my cards with me today.
Okay.
I, they're not beside me, so I totally forgot about that. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. Well, usually we have a card, and if we pull a card later, we'll just share that in the notes. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's just go ahead and just jump into today's discussion. And so I'm just going to start it off. I mean, we've talked about this before, and it's about, when people just feel like they have to get it right when it comes to creative expression. So again, we've had this discussion before, but I want to take it to the realm of what we're talking about today. Your work shows us that art can be a powerful tool for uncovering and expressing our truth. Can you share how art, whether it's card making or journaling or painting or doodling or whatever type of expression that a person chooses, can help us connect with and stand in our truth?
Absolutely. Well, do you know, Michaela, I would be so lost if I couldn't create. I just, it's been my savior. It really has. I just get so lost in it, and there is no right or wrong way of doing it. I was minding my grandchildren this week, and the 10-year-old, I was showing her a new technique that I was using, right? And we talked about failure, and she said, well, what if I make a mistake? And I said, well, mistake are learning curves, I said, if you think about fail, right? And I gave her the analogy I use for fail, which is for all I've learned. My acronym for all I've learned. So every time you make a mistake, it's, oh, that's not the way I want it done. But now I know that's not the way. So how can I create even something better? But that's how I've learned, throwing yourself into what you love to do. And that creativity end of things, because you go right deep down into your center, right? And I just remembered because I closed my eyes. I remember one time I was doing a workshop, a heart art workshop, and one of my attendees decided, after she put her paint out on the palette and she had her canvas up and she was painting with her hands, as I do myself, and she decided, I'm going to close my eyes and I'm not going to look at what I'm doing. I'm just going to do it with my eyes closed. And it reminded me so much of, and then she said afterwards, she said, even though I closed my eyes so I couldn't see what I was doing, I still was preempting and saying, well, I want to put the yellow over here and I want to put the red over here. So she was still controlling how she was painting, even though she didn't want to have any control over what she was doing, So it was very interesting how we can still like to be in control. And you don't have to. Let go of the control. Just let it go and allow yourself to just be in the moment, Yes. And one of my cards says, be in the now. And when you spell now backwards, you've won. Because just being in that present moment with yourself, that's where your authenticity is. That's where your truth lives. And that's where you can feel really so much at home, because if you're not judging yourself, if you're not giving out to yourself, if you're accepting yourself exactly as you are, even though it may not be what you want, but just the acceptance of being and living that truth within yourself, it's very heartwarming to have that
Yeah.
connection when you can make that connection with yourself and just be and just enjoy being, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, what's one simple, accessible way someone that's watching or listening could start using creativity as a mirror for their inner truth today?
Okay, well, I remember one time we were out visiting, and there was a it was a European football match on, and I'm not really into football, and I really wasn't feeling very good, you know. And I decided, you know, they're all watching football, and I had my notebook and my pencil, and I just opened it out, and I brought a line for a walk, literally brought a line for a walk, and then I also had coloring pencils in my bag, so I just started coloring in the shapes, and each shape I would make. If I did orange, then I changed it to red, and then
Hmm.
I changed it to purple. So I had three different colors in the one space. So I started, you know, doodling, just
Yeah.
doodling. And do you know what? I mean, the rest of the family enjoyed the match. I got myself out of the bad humor I was in, and I enjoyed doing what I was doing. So
Yeah.
the creativity, it can be that simple, you know. And I think if you close your eyes and bring a pencil for a walk, or
Yeah.
just go, um, you've no control over it. You know, you don't know what you're doing. So it is what it is, and it's exciting to see. Well, what's on the inside? Because when
Yeah.
you close your eyes, you're going inside. You know, you're not taking in the environment that's around you. You're internalizing. So it's interesting, and that subconscious versus the conscious mind. You're letting that go. Just go deep down inside and allow yourself to just be and play like the 3-year-old. That's it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, what advice or takeaway would you like to offer those who are tuning in today to help them to be able to move forward in their journey and be able to use creativity to express themselves and live in their truth?
Well, I think, you know, noticing how you feel to start with. You know, how do I feel? Do, is my neck? Do I feel tension in my neck? What's my posture like? Am I sitting up or am I slumping?
Mhm.
You know, just taking notice. Whereabouts do I feel discomfort in my body? And then that noticing, then closing your eyes, and then see yourself how you would like to feel.
Mhm.
How would I like to feel if I didn't feel that tension in my neck? So, in that, just taking a really deep breath in and holding it. And I often do that box breathing, which is holding for a count of 4,
Yes.
right? Or breathe in for a count of 4, hold, breathe out for a count of 4, and then wait, you know.
Yeah.
And then what will happen is you'll notice that your shoulders start to drop, your neck
Mhm.
starts to release, you know, and just even that breathing and breathing in a beautiful bright light into your body. And as you breathe that in and let it come down through your whole body, and then see as you breathe out, it's like as if you're flushing all the toxins from your body out through the soles of your feet into what I call an incinerator, just beyond your feet. So you're letting go of what is no longer serving you.
Yes.
That sort of thing is what I would advise. And just allow and be. Because being, when you're allowing and being, you're in that happier state.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Marianne, for reminding us that creativity isn't about perfection, it's about permission. And when we let ourselves play and express and create freely, we open the door to deeper self trust and authentic living. Whether it's color on a page, words in a journal, or shapes in clay, Each choice is a powerful affirmation of who we are. So that is it for today's show. I hope you will join us again as we continue the Radiating Rise series and, of course, into our series coming up later in the coming months. Um, until next time, remember wellness isn't a destination, it's your daily journey. Bye for now. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.